$43,800. That's not the wedding you had, it's the wedding you didn't. You see the number on a Saturday morning at 9:14 in a kitchen that's been yours alone for 4 years, holding a ceramic mug your mother once called too plain. The light is the kind that comes through a window facing east in October. The coffee is going cold. The bank statement on the counter is from Friday. 2 cities away, a woman who said yes the same year you said no is also awake. Her name is Mira. She has a husband. She has 2 children. She has $147,000 in a joint account she can't move without a conversation. You have $112,400 in an account that has only ever known one name. Neither of you is wrong. Only one of you is doing the math alone. This is what arrival looks like when you take the road no one threw a party for. Age 28. He proposes on a Thursday. Not your birthday, not an anniversary. A Thursday in March, after dinner he didn't cook, in a restaurant you'd been to twice before. The ring is $4,200. You know because he told his sister, and his sister told you 2 weeks before he asked. You say yes. You spend the next 11 days doing math. The math is this. Your salary is $61,400. His is $78,200. The wedding his mother is already pricing in a spreadsheet shared with 2 aunts and 1 florist is $43,800. You have $8,700 in savings. He has $11,200. The rest is a loan from his father at 0 interest for now, in a tone that means something else later. You sit on the closed lid of the toilet at 11:43 p.m. on the 11th night. You are wearing the shirt you slept in. You are doing the math again. You write down what you would have 10 years from now if you said no and put the $43,800 somewhere quiet. The number is bigger than the wedding. The quiet part. You don't say no because of the number. The number gives you permission to say no for the other reasons, the ones you couldn't say out loud yet. Age 30. Mira is a friend of a friend. You meet her at a barbecue in June, holding a beer you don't really want, sitting on a fence that is technically her brother-in-law's, learning that she got engaged the same year you did. She said yes. She is now 30. She has a husband, a 1-year-old, a second one on the way, and a kitchen renovation that is $14,300 over budget. She tells you this in the order people tell strangers things. Husband first, baby second, renovation last. The renovation is the only one she says with anything in her voice. Mira makes $94,000. Her husband makes $128,000. Together, they have $147,000 in a joint account she cannot move without a conversation. She also has $4,200 in an old checking account from before they merged. She mentions this twice in 20 minutes. She is not unhappy. That is the part you write down later. She is not unhappy, and she is not pretending. She also has $4,200 that is hers, and she has mentioned it twice. Rule 2. The cost of a joint account is not the money. It's the conversation you have to move it. Mira has not moved her $4,200 in 3 years, not because she couldn't, because every time she opens the app, she remembers that her husband can see it. Age 32. Your mother calls you on a Sunday. She wants to know about your dating life. She does not ask the question directly, but it is sitting behind her teeth and you can hear it. You give her 3 sentences. There is someone, it's not serious, you're fine. All 3 are partially true. That's the new tone you've learned. Hannah is the friend you call after. Hannah is the one who never asks unless you bring it up. She makes $73,400. She lives with a cat named Beck. She has $58,000 in a Roth IRA she set up at 26 and forgot to be impressed by. Hannah is the friend you can tell the truth to. You tell her the truth. You're not lonely, you're tired. You're tired of explaining the math to people who think the math is sad. I was 31 when I gave the ring back. It cost me a friend group, and it bought me 4 years I would have otherwise spent explaining. Rule 3. You stop explaining. Not in a big, dramatic way. You just stop. When your aunt asks why you're not married yet, you say, I'm not, and you leave it. When the coworker says, "But don't you want kids?" you say, "I'm thinking about it," and you mean not with you in this conversation. The aunt stops asking, the friend group narrows, the dates get fewer and slower, not all at once, over months, over a year, over the slow, private accumulation of the silences you used to fill. You don't say this out loud, you just know it. The silences are not loneliness, they are the room you finally have inside your own head. Age 34. The wedding is your cousin's. It's in October, in a hotel ballroom in a city you didn't grow up in. You wear a dress that cost $147 and shoes that cost $89, and you sit at a table the bride wasn't sure where else to put. Your aunt is at the table. Of course she is. She asks the question between the salad and the entree. She asks it gently, which is worse. When's yours? You have $112,400 in savings. You have a one-bedroom apartment with a mortgage that is exactly $1,847 a month, including taxes. You have a brokerage account at $43,200 that you started the year you said no with the money that didn't go to a wedding. You have a Roth IRA at $31,800. You have an HYSA at 4.6% APY with $14,200 in it for the kind of emergency that doesn't happen often enough to need a name. You have all of this. You also have an aunt with a fork suspended in mid-air waiting for an answer to a question she did not actually ask. You say, "I don't know." You eat the salad. Here's what no one tells women about money. The amount in your account is not the part that changes you. The part that changes you is the moment you can sit across from a woman who pities you and not flinch. The math is what bought the flinch back. The flinch is what was free. You walk out of the ballroom at 10:47 p.m. You drive to the hotel. You take off the $89 shoes. You sit on the edge of a bed in a room you paid for with money nobody else has a name on, and you do not cry. Not because you're tough, because there's nothing to cry about. It costs what it costs. Age 35. Saturday morning, 9:14. The mug is the one you bought at a thrift store in 2022 for $3. The kitchen has been yours for 4 years. The bank statement on the counter is from Friday, $112,400 in savings. The brokerage is $61,300 now. The Roth is $38,400. The HYSA is $18,100. The math is $230,200 total in accounts that have only ever known your name. 2 cities away, Mira is also awake. You know this because she texted at 8:53. The text says the renovation is finally done. There is a photo. The kitchen is beautiful. It is also $19,800 over budget, and you know this because she told you in May, in a tone she has stopped using with her husband. She is not unhappy. You still write that down. You text her back. You say, "It looks beautiful. I'm so happy for you." You mean it. You also do not tell her about the $230,200. Not because you're hiding it, because she didn't ask. Because the kind of friendship that survives this much divergence is the kind where neither of you keeps score out loud. And the room recalibrates. Not loudly, not in a way anyone outside the room would see, just the slow understanding that 2 women, both alive on a Saturday morning, both holding a mug in a kitchen, are living 2 different versions of an answer they both chose. Neither is the regret. Neither is the prize. They are just the math. This is what quiet wealth looks like when no one is watching. It looks like a thrift store mug. It looks like a kitchen with 1 name on the lease. It looks like a text you sent at 9:16 that did not include a single number. Somewhere right now, a woman is 27. She is sitting at her kitchen counter at 1:14 a.m. There is a ring on the counter. It is not on her finger. The ring is $5,300. He told his mother told her sister told everyone except the woman the ring is for. She has $7,400 in savings. She makes $58,000. The wedding she is being quietly pre-priced into is $51,200. She is doing the math. She does not know yet which way the math will tell her to go. She does not know that both ways have a kitchen at the end of them, with a mug, on a Saturday morning, with a number she is not afraid of. She thinks the math will tell her what she wants. The math will tell her what it costs. She will find out. It costs what it costs. This is what arrival looks like when no one is watching. If you want the rest of the math, the spreadsheet for what $43,800 becomes over 10 years at 7%, the worksheet for the conversation you're not ready to have, the part of this story that doesn't fit in a video, there is a newsletter. It goes out on Sundays. It's where the quiet part of the numbers lives. Quiet money, loud results.